Look, I know the feeling. Like, there's no way you could possibly help other people when you don't even know if you can help yourself. Because after all, if you're still learning it yourself, how could you help other people? Trying to help them to understand what you've only just grasped yourself. That is a very common notion, and I am here to completely break it big time today. Because recently I actually saw how I helped a couple of people that I didn't even know by releasing videos on stuff I'd just learned, and that made them create something truly awesome that I want to share with you today. It reminds me of how important it is to share information, even if you're still on your own journey yourself, because that could really help other people in ways that you have no idea. It's time to rethink how we share knowledge and how we help each other out. And it starts with you being the change that you want to see. Hey, my name is Steve and welcome back to Command Shift New. Recently, I haven't been sharing a lot of videos, and that is down to somewhat of a housing crisis that I'm finding myself in at the moment. I moved last year and I moved again this year, and it looks like I'm gonna have to move one more time before this year is out. I've just lifted so many heavy things. I'm so tired. If you've been a subscriber for a while, you've probably actually noticed that over the last year, all these backgrounds changing, and I swear it's not because I just like moving my room around. Although I really do like moving my room around and kind of finding new ways to liven up a space or whatever, but I promise you it's not that this time. I've just been moving my stuff from one end of the city to the other all year. And of course, while I try to keep on top of YouTube and I try to keep on top of all the projects that I've been doing, I had to prioritize some stuff, and frankly, you know, some things had to kind of be dropped a little bit and dropping the ball a little bit. However, in that downtime, while I was trying to get back to it, it kind of offered me the opportunity to reflect on what it is I wanted to do with this channel, why I started it in the first place. I wanted to share knowledge, and that is quite simply the fact of this channel. I wanted to share knowledge, what I knew, but also what I was finding out along the way. Cool things that I discovered, cool new products that helped my workflow, things that really changed my perspective or helped me unlock a new skill. Not just stuff that I knew and could pass on as a music teacher for a number of years, but stuff that I was still discovering even now. Because we're always learning, we're always growing. And on this channel, that looked like sharing Kontakt scripting tutorials. Many of you here might actually be subscribed to this channel because of those videos, and I thank you for joining me. And I'll let you know a secret, which really wasn't much of a secret to be honest, but I, to begin with, had no idea what I was doing. I was just sharing what I had learned along the way. While I know so much more now about Kontakt scripting than I ever did before, when I was sharing those early videos, I was just finding out about the information myself. And I found that so hard to find that information to begin with. Forums, you know, felt like kind of a little bit nasty and gatekeepy sometimes, with people just kind of not wanting to help out or answer silly questions. Videos kind of felt few and far between. So I just felt like as soon as I'd, learned this information, I'd kind of knock together a video and share it myself to help kind of shortcut that learning for someone and not have to get them to go through the same issues that I had. And of course it's grown, and I've shared a lot more tutorials on Kontakt scripting now, and a lot more other stuff as well. And I know so much more Kontakt scripting. And with so many videos having been released on that, a lot of people now have been able to follow that along and build their own instruments. And I'm hearing great stories from people who reach out to me and go, I've made my first instrument, can I share it with you? And it's really, really cool to see. A couple of examples of this, some fantastic instruments that have come out from Sam Thomas and Josh Griffins, and I want to share those two with you today. Sam Thomas has created the Sound of Love Lost, which is the sounds that he's created for an album of the same name. It has a wonderfully unique and kind of quirky little interface that's quite creative, and I really enjoyed using that as an instrument. And Josh Griffin's Tonal Nightmares. Wow, what a library. That is some intense, really cool sound design, but it's actually wrapped up in a library with a lot of functionality and really cool features that have been put into it as well. I have a link to both of those libraries down below, of course, if you want to check them out in your own time, and I definitely encourage you to check them out. They're pretty cool. Both of these incredible instruments, while I was unsure along the way, have reminded me of why it's so important that I release these videos. To share this knowledge means that others can then help create their own stuff too. They're able to create something really cool out of the materials that I'm sharing, and they're sharing libraries and sounds and all sorts of things that other people can use and take as well. It's more creation in the world because more knowledge was shared. But it's not just down to YouTubers to kind of pull this all together and show it. It actually starts with you and people that contribute online and in classroom and in person as well. You might be starting out and thinking, how could I even possibly share any information when I'm still soaking it up myself? But I promise you this, you do not know if someone you know needs to know what you know. You know. And that's because some of the best classroom environments, for example, that I've had are when students are helping each other out. They're sharing knowledge. They're there to jog each other's memory, to share skills that the other one may have missed, to fill knowledge gaps, to help each other out with shared experiences and perspectives on something that helps shape the way that someone can use something. It's all helping them to grow together and to learn together in a really successful environment. You have no idea if the person sitting beside you is desperately searching for the information that you have at the ready to be able to share. And wouldn't it be amazing if you could share that knowledge and shortcut that time for them down? They can get back to focusing on how to use that to create something really cool. It's really easy to see this, of course, in a classroom environment because everyone is trying to learn together, everyone's being supportive, everyone's growing, everyone's on the same sort of wavelength. But we can actually take this and build a culture outside of the classroom as well. We can build a better culture of sharing knowledge and openness online and in person. The frosty, spiky responses that you get on forums is like the perfect example of why we need this. If you gatekeep knowledge, or you get really irritated when you get asked what you think is a dumb question, then you're fostering a very negative learning environment. And frankly, would you want to learn in that environment? The answer should well and truly be no. Nobody wants to be belittled when they're trying to learn something new. You know, because I feel like we've all run into those people, you know, those people that are on online forums or in person in the classroom or whatever, who just goes, oh mate, you should just read the manual. It's right there in the manual, can't you read? And you're like, really? Really? You're gonna do that? Instead, imagine a world where you're trying to learn something brand new, and instead of being met with that aggression, you're met with a group of people who love the fact that someone's excited about what they are excited about and wants to share with you their passion, their knowledge, their skills and advice. They embrace you, they encourage you, and they help you to develop something really, really cool. Imagine that world. I would love to live in that world, and I hope to see you there as well.